when I'm saying my own affirmations or I'm helping someone else to create theirs, and with the affirmations, my beliefs and my coaching and my methods is all about creating statements, affirmative statements, hence the affirmation, and brainwashing yourself with it until you believe it to be real. And you get to a point where you no longer need to actually say the affirmation as you believe it, though it does start, and this is my absolute experience and what's worked for me, starting by creating this perfect brief sentence or sentences, but not many to start with, just brief, short, succinct sentences affirmatively stating the desire or what you want to create in your reality. That's ultimately my definition of an affirmation. So I'm doing this without a script, totally inspired by just something I was just saying to myself, and I was thinking, okay, time to create a video about that. some advice or some guidance to techniques, things that I do that work for me and work for people that I coach. So it's adding the word always to your affirmation is very powerful, and I'll explain how that works and some examples. Though, if you're just starting and you're not yet believing your affirmation, and I'll use an example, I suggest wait until you actually you're believing it more, because it will have more effect. Okay, so I'll use an example. Now, I like to use examples for money, health, and relationships, because generally they're the three topics that we can mostly relate to, mostly want to be our best. We want to have, well, I say the ultimate affirmation is I am happy, healthy, and wealthy, as that covers everything. We can say happy and healthy as well, as happy and healthy is the ultimate, and then often say wealthy is a bonus. But I like to say happy, healthy, and wealthy, and that is also your definition of what you perceive or want in your reality to be what you feel is your happy, healthy, and wealthy. And for example, I mean, like when I say wealthy, it can be an amount for you. Your wealthy amount could be different to someone else's. Okay, so whatever your definition of happy, healthy, and wealthy is, could be different to everybody else, and also your definition of success. So when I say success or I say wealthy, you think about your definition, because we'll have a different amount of money that we want to make us feel wealthy. That's an example. Okay, moving on to to using the word always. Okay, so I'll think of an affirmation that I can just use for the example. So let's talk about health, because ultimately this is the ultimate desire. We want to be, are talking about positive present tense. You are healthy. I am healthy. You are healthy. We are healthy. So let's just say healthy. So I say in other videos, and I can explain this more in private consultations, using brief childlike sentences so that your mind accepts them, as opposed to being too wordy, too lengthy. Yes, you can be detailed, though today we're talking about succinct sentences and then adding always. I am healthy. Okay, and then you can actually progress. Another way to do this, progress, or it's not even progress, it's very, very powerful. So yes, maybe progress. I always want to think of the right words to use, especially when I'm unscripted. But unscripted is often better, because I'm just being totally intuitive with the messages. Okay, so I'm thinking about always and healthy, and how you can then go on to have a rant, positive rant, stories about the health. So we'll talk about health today, though I'll do other ones on money and relationships. I'll do them separately because it gets too much. Today we'll just talk about health. I'm healthy. Right. So when you're not well, this can be the most challenging time to do the I'm healthy, because you're actually not well and you may have a temporary, I don't like using the word illness, temporary ailment, or you may have been told it's worse than that, but we can absolutely 100% absolutely recover from anything. So regardless of whether say you have an ailment or a condition and it's temporary or otherwise, or you've been told it's something serious, we can totally change it. You can change it I promise you. Yes, with affirmations. I'm healthy. I am better. You can start with I am better if you're not well. Right. So if you're not currently well, I am better. I feel better every day. I am getting better. Text your friends. How are you feeling? I'm feeling better, thanks. How are you? Great. I'm better. I feel better. These words. I am well. I feel well. I feel better every day. The power of your mind. Amazing power of your mind. I am better. I feel better. Right. So then if you're currently well, it's much easier because you're already well. Say them anyway. Like I say a lot of them even when I'm well. As it's momentum. Like it keeps the momentum of being well. So I feel well now while I'm doing this. I'm well. I feel 10 out of 10 vitality. I could run 10Ks. I feel well. I am well. It's easy to say them. So do them and say them when you're well to keep the momentum. And then if you are, this is very applicable to the world we're in now. I'm not even going to mention any names that we put on conditions. Though if you're not feeling well, see how I'm giving a lot of emphasis on the word well by not well, still emphasizing well. Your brain, your mind's taking in well. So we're talking, right. So just say you're talking to a friend on the phone or you're texting because you're not feeling well. It's I'm not well, you might start with that. But I'm being well, I'm getting well. So let's talk about how I'm going to be well and get well. So just you see, you hear what I'm saying here. It's well, putting all the emphasis on well, healthy, I feel healthy. I feel better every day. Okay, so that's my method. And then my belief, what works for me. Right. So then always, I've always been well. And the word I was thinking of is extension, I think. Extension of that. So an extension. I've always been well. Now, with affirmations, again, side note here, to yourself or to other people. Now, when we talk to other people, and we're saying affirmatively, I'm well, I've always been well. It needs to be the right people. But another big part of my coaching and my philosophy is that if you're being in your reality and you're affirming for what you want, as I say, affirm for what you want. Affirm your desire. Affirm your perfect, create your reality. Affirm your ideal reality. The world you want to live in, your world. You choose. You choose what you want to experience. And then you go out into the world and you radiate that and you have that. My create your reality philosophy. I can't help but talk like that because that's who I am. So I talk to people about things I want affirmatively and very unapologetically. And sometimes people don't like it because they think that's bold. And okay, so I'm okay with that because I'm being me and I'm saying what I want and I don't mind if they don't agree with it. Okay, so, but for you, it may be different. You may choose not to affirmatively say out loud, though you can just say it to yourself. And the most important thing here is, and I'll use an example so I can clarify this. The most important factor, and the power is you. You have the power. You are the power. You have the power of your own mind, and it's only other people. It's you decide whether you allow other people to have power over your own mind. And who wants to do that? Never, ever. Right. So you have the power of your mind. So you choose the beliefs to now. If you haven't before, you can change in an instant. As I say, in an instant, you can change now to decide I now only program my mind with this information, this story, this belief, this affirmation, this reality, okay? Which is now we're talking about I'm healthy. I feel well. I feel vibrant health. Every cell in my body is radiating in perfect health is one of my affirmations. But there's many. But we just start with short, childlike sentences. I'm healthy. I am well and I'm healthy. So you're brainwashing yourself. I'm well, I'm healthy. You say it, you write it. All my methods are writing, saying, but it's mostly thought. So as I intended for this audio to be quite brief, and it's already not. We'll just touch on that. It's mostly thought. Like power is the thought, and I know, and not just from study, from my own experience, where I can think I want something, I desire something, and it can instantly appear without me writing it down. Sometimes I haven't had time to write it down. I haven't had a chance to write it down. I've just thought it and it's appeared. I'd like this, and there it is. I'd like this, and someone knocks on the door with it. Like that happens in my reality. Gee, I need some lemons, and someone comes to the door with lemons. Like this happens in my world. I'm going to do a separate audio, a whole audio story on I wanted my lawns mowed, and someone knocked on the door and said, would you like your lawns mowed? Now, this is what I mean about instant manifestation. So back to health, so instant manifestation is real. I experience it daily, and sometimes a desire can take more time, and time in inverted commas, as it's an illusion. Some things can take longer to come to fruition, right? But it's possible, I'm saying. Instant manifestation. So it's thought, because I know it's thought, because I've experienced that when I think of something, it appears and I haven't had a chance to write it down. It's just come because I thought it, okay? And it's powerful, and I've programmed my brain with being powerful. And I have affirmations that I am powerful. So if my affirmation is that I am powerful and I think of something that I want and it turns up instantly, then that's a belief. All right. So back to I'm healthy. So I guess I'm saying here that it depends on where you're at in your mindset, how much you believe you're powerful. Because I believe I am powerful, I believe I can have an instant manifestation. And if it's not instant and come very quickly, if you don't believe you're powerful, then that can change. You can change that with the I am powerful affirmations. Right. So we'll just finish with the I am healthy statement, and an example of when I say you can share it with other people or not share it with other people. So I'm healthy, I'm well, I'm better, I feel great. And then the extensions of that, always, I've always been healthy. If you want to be fitter, I've always been fit. And you can say this to yourself. Like I said, don't need to share it with other people. Okay, so let me just use the example that I was going to use of when if you share it with someone and they dismiss it or they correct you or tell you it's not true. That can just, don't do that. Like, be careful who you say it to. You could say to somebody random or someone who's not caring, I've always been healthy. How are you? I'm great, thanks. I'm well. I'm healthy. I've always been healthy. Oh, how you going? Great, thanks. I'm fit. I've always been fit. And they could say, no, you haven't. You've never been fit. What are you talking about? You've never gone to the gym in your life. And you're like, go away. See, it can just like spoil it. But unless you're at that point where you're totally owning it and it doesn't matter what Bob or Mary says. So you're down the street and saying, I've always been fit and healthy and I go to the gym now, and they say, oh, you go to the gym now. Yeah, I've always gone to the gym. And they say, no, you haven't. And you go, haha, bye. Like, it doesn't bother you. It's just like the saying, the water off the duck's back, because you believe in your reality that you've always gone to the gym. And it just helps with your mind power, because your mind's accepting, I've always gone to the gym. If that's what you want to do. I'm just using that example for fitness, health, vitality, right? Everything like goes with that. I've always eaten healthy foods. A major factor, if not the most major factor for health. I've always eaten healthy foods. I always eat well. I always eat mostly, fill in the blank of what you want to change. I mostly eat live, healthy food. I've always eaten healthy. I've always eaten healthy. And then there's other ways you can do that, where I used to do this and now I do this, which is another method. I used to eat like this and now I eat like this. But today we're talking about always, because I feel that's better, because you just totally dismissed this is all for your mind power. You've just totally dismissed how it used to be. If you were always unwell with an illness for 20 years and now you decide to be healthy, you can do that in an instant by saying, I am now well, I am now healthy, I now have vibrant health, and I've always been healthy, and totally dismiss the last 20 years. Or I've always been fit. I've always been at my perfect body shape. Shape. I use that word more than weight. Shape. We can use weight, but shape, because that defines what you look like in your health, right? You know what I mean? meaning you can gain or lose weight but still not be healthy, not have the right body mass, shape, and all those details. But we're being general for our mind. Shape, body. Always had my perfect body. Those words. I've always been healthy. I've always been fit. I've always looked after myself. I've always cared for my body. I've always eaten healthy, drank lots of water. I've always been well and healthy. And then you can go on bigger and bigger rants. The rants where you're saying like this and going on and on, you'd be in the shower, you'd be getting ready, you're making your bed. These are the things I do. I convince myself until I no longer have to say it because it's real and it's here. I love going to the gym, and I say I love going to the gym because I do love going to the gym. Right. So you can create that if you want to have that belief. And if it's not the gym, I'm just using that as an example. It can be any other activity. Choose an activity that you want to do for fitness that you really enjoy or that you want to learn, and it can be anything, dancing, and there's many fun activities that are exercise. It needs to be something that you enjoy, like that's just an example, dancing, riding bikes, biking, hiking, all those things. Now I'm feeling like a bit lightheaded, like I've had a energetic change. So like in coaching when I'll be like, okay, that's done. We're done now. We're done here. It's the same with the recordings. It's like we're done now. I've expressed a method that I use, and I trust that it's helping you and it will help you. I know it works as it works for me, and I've tried and tested many methods, and I've have lots of study experience, though mostly I teach on experience. Well, everything I teach is what I've done and what's worked for me. So always affirmations, short, simple sentences. You can expand on them. Another good word I love is expand. Expand on the sentence to be more specific. So then you would go on to be something specific, like your body shape. You could go on with that. The body shape. And all the details that you want. And that's the extension and the expansion of the belief of being healthy and fit and well, which is what we're talking about today. And then using the word always so that your mind accepts, oh, it's always been this. It's like telling a person, it's like you're telling, I just want to get as much value from this as I can. So it's like you're telling another person, like in a conversation. I've always been like this. And I say, like, just imagine you meet Mary down the street. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm going to the gym. Oh, I didn't know you went to the gym. Yeah, I've always gone to the gym. Bye. Yeah, that type of thing. It's the tone and the belief is that you've always done it and that you're talking to someone like you've always done it. And you're telling your mind that you've always done this. So your mind then creates it on the outside with the creation of the affirmation. And that can come in the most amazing, magical ways that we can sometimes never even imagine, like the example of I want my lawns mowed, and someone knocks on the door and says, would you like your lawns mowed? And I'm going to tell that story separately. Because it was like, oh, I am powerful. All I have to do is think about it and it appears in my reality. Now, sometimes that does happen. And sometimes it takes more belief. But it's all about belief. So I feel that the most succinct way of explaining or what's worked for me in creating desires is your belief. It's ultimately what you believe to be true appears. You experience. So you start with creating your perfect sentences that are brief, powerful sentences affirming in the present or past. I was, I am, I was, I am. I like I am. I am. I am. I am healthy. It's so clear. It's I am healthy. It's clearly saying that you're healthy. There's no doubt in there. It's I am healthy. And that's another tip. No doubt. And conviction, pure belief. I am healthy. So just keep saying it, write it, think it. You do the action as well to match it, which is being healthy, which is having healthy habits. We do that too. And how it works is that once the mind accepts that you're healthy, it then creates your activity to do things that are healthy. And that's how it works. And I trust this has helped you be healthy and happy and wealthy, and more about those topics in other videos. And please write to me with any questions, donna@donnahanks.com, and keep affirming for your ideal reality. Thank you.